on this same thing. So Andrew 300. Been there, done that. Let me see if I can on YouTube get this thing on YouTube so that I can see what's going on. Whoops. YouTube. Why does this thing keep turning to Here we go. And I'm pretty sure I'm live. I gotta love this guy because he's doing me 40 years ago. 40 years ago. Yeah, 40 years ago, me. I should be happy. I'm happy for him too because he discovered what I discovered 40 years ago on the downtown streets of Washington, D.C. Didn't get much love from I got love from a lot of people. I got a lot of love from some tourists. Got a lot of love from a lot of different people. So I can't say that everybody tried to kick me to the curb because everybody didn't. Where's my hat go? Here it is. Everybody didn't kick me to the curb. I wanted to play a lot of, I told you I went to the House of Musical Tradition. Let me see if I can squeeze in here. I gotta move this over a little bit. I ain't got enough room. I gotta move this camera. Move this back some more. Yeah. Whoop. What camera is that? Okay. Let's check cameras real quick. That's the guy. Where's that? Oh, that's up close and comfortable. I got my phone too, I think. I got my phone, yeah. And where's this one? I want to change this to front view. There we go. I'll stay right here for a minute. I just happened to see Andre 3000, and I had no idea I didn't know his name. I did not know his name. What I'm supposed to, I'm ready to cut this. There. I got to cut along the dotted lines. I don't need no diagram. Don't need no stinking diagram. Let's see if I can cut this. That's big enough to make some pillows too. Here we go. Now, you know what? Everybody's going to jump on the bandwagon of going live and not having a format. Yeah, they're going to be going live without a format, freestyling, and not being pressed, not following the, not trying to monkey see, monkey do kind of like type thing, you know what I'm saying? I'm all tangled up here. No monkey do, monkey see, monkey do. Let me see if I can cut this. I want to cut this right down a line here. But yeah, this guy's gone all the way. This is good. I'm gonna give him his props because he's not afraid. And also, you can't say that he already made enough money that he don't have to worry about it. No, they can mess you up in that industry world. If you don't do what they want you to do. If you anyway, that's another story too. You can go on the internet and look that up. Ice Cube is leading the charge with that, with the gatekeepers. It's going to be a slow process cutting this thing. Got to be patient because I want to get it straight. And like I was saying, I saw myself several times on TV through other people's stories. And one was the one with Jamie Foxx played the soloist. And I remember my nephew was telling everybody, he told years ago, he said, that's my uncle. That's my uncle. He was telling him he saw that Jamie Foxx story of the soloist. He saw that as me. Because that was just one of my stories. And Rizzo's another story that just didn't come to pass yet. That Wu-Tang Clan, I still want to do that. I'm going to punch a hole in my mattress with these sharp scissors. But, yeah. Him going back to the flute. And I just never did any collaborations when I was doing that. But I remember being down at Smithsonian and I saw this Aborigine was down there and a guy invited him to play a guitar. Asked him, he said, can you sit in with me? And he had like a wooden flute. And I was doing the same thing. I just didn't have any contacts. But I did get to 60 Minutes, got me. And the Washington Post, I'm going to try to find those articles. And share them with you. But got to do some more videos on intros too. This is from practice to perfection. I forgot to give myself a thumbs up. Give myself a thumbs up and comment in my chat room. Give myself a thumbs up and always go in my chat room. Okay, I'm in my chat room giving myself a comment. Test 1, 2. Ain't nothing there. Okay, I'm in my chat. I'm going to leave this open in case somebody comes sneaking in. I have 7 minutes so far. But this reality show, I'm trying to get the bedroom comfortable enough so I don't have to leave it. The bedroom studio, so I don't have to leave my studio and go to get something to eat, because then I lose my inspiration. Sometimes I never get back in here. So I want to cut this down. Man, there's got to be a better way to do this. Patience. It's not even cutting. Is it cutting? Guess it's the cleanest way to do it is slow. I don't want to punch a hole in my. This air mattress is I've had this air mattress longer than I had any of my air mattresses. Even one time I had a cat. Man, he sharpened his claws on that thing. It was so many holes. It was so many holes in that air mattress that there wasn't no hope of patching them. Every once in a while I used to use a bicycle patch I'm getting close to this thing too. I better be careful. You know what though? I think I can do this. Uh, but I do want to tell you, I'm trying now. I have to think of a name, a knockoff name, a remix name for to use. Andrew 3000 can do something like I am, like Will I am piano, I am 3000. That way I can cover the Will I am, and I can, hold on, let me get a razor blade. Hold on. I got my label to send my good camera back so that it can follow me around. Next time I get up, the camera will follow me. Let's see if I can do this like this. Nope, this thing is not sharp enough. Not sharp enough. Patience must be virtue. Patience is something that is not readily handed out to everyone. The Bible says that the trying of your faith worketh patience. So one way to get patience is to have your faith tried. But I think you have to come out where your faith is tried. You have to, I don't know if you have to hold out or just go through the process. It doesn't say you have to be victorious when your faith is tried. It just says the fact that it works patience when your faith is tried. It didn't say you would be victorious. Only if you're victorious, you'll be rewarded with patience. If your faith is tried, you may not be victorious through the trial period, but you gotta wait and be patient. I'm getting just taking some pressure. I might have put on a pair of gloves. I had to put a pair of gloves on. My fingers are tender and weak. The muscles in my fingers are not strong. Get a pair of gloves. Get a pair of gloves. Whoops. Hold on a second. I just need something to brace up against my fingers so it doesn't hurt against my skin. Let's see. My finger up in here. I don't want to punch a hole in my air mattress with these sharp scissors. Where's this going? There. Making some ground. Yeah, I'm going to do a knockoff on mostly for to get when I type in that Andrew 3000, the algorithms. But I will say, I'm saying that character that he's searching for, I did that. Been there, done that, lived it actually. The flutes. Here in Washington, D.C., I had to catch the subway and go out to a place called the House of Musical Tradition. And they had a lot of natural, ethnic instruments there. Making progress here. Ooh. A little bit crooked there. Where's the middle? Is this the middle? Yeah. Yeah, I want to do a thing on myself. I was roller skating, playing a flute. I did a sabbatical. I actually went downtown to meet with my cousin. She was going to ask a guy named Ricky Payton. This guy you saw Ricky Payton on it. He's very popular. He was on a Tina Turner videos. But I don't want to talk about him, but he was a prodigy. He actually played the organ for my brother's church years ago. He learned how to play the organ in a very short period of time. He was a prodigy. But I had a run-in with him. He didn't want to pay me. I was the flunky in a dance studio, and I didn't have any job or anything. He didn't want to give me enough to eat on. I remember one time he bought me something to eat in the morning. I think it was like 4 or 5 hours later. I told him I was hungry. He said, "You already ate. I gave you food." So I ended up I had to take what I needed to survive. That was when I found out what a soup line was. I didn't know what a soup line was when I first went downtown. I had seen homeless people. That's when I found out a soup line was like the thing they had during the Depression. I'm going to fix this so that I can come in here and lay down. When I cut it extra long, extra short, so that I can. There. So if I'm tired, I don't have to go out of the studio. I can just lay down in here. And sometimes I use my extra long USB cord. When I was trying to learn the machina, I had an extra long wire, and I would plug in the machina and do my study from a reclined position. I have this in here so I don't have to leave the room, so I don't lose my inspiration. If I'm hungry or tired, I can just lay down. I want to get my chair so that I can sleep in the chair. Let me get over some people, I guess people might think that this don't have anything to do with recording music. But if music is part of your life, you want to have. Oh, I don't want to punch a hole in my mattress. If music is part of your life, what is this? It's a plug. Oh, that's the air mattress plug. And these mattresses are so thin, you can accidentally. Oh, this is my keyboard. I don't want to use this. I have a where here? I'll plug these into here. That way I can just use extension. There. I don't want anything sticking out against this air mattress. Oh, where is it? There. I don't know where my blanket is. There's a blanket out there. I use that one. And which way do I want to lay? Usually I just lay across the bed. Let me get a mattress from out the other room. When I send my other camera back, I can follow myself. You can follow me around the room. Oh! See, iPhone. There's a blanket out there. I use that one. That's not the right one. See, one. Oh, that's it right there. The iPhone should be on. Gotta refresh. Wait. That's not it. That's there. Whew. Just that right there. It's another camera. This should be the iPhone. Okay. You can see I'm gonna run out here and get the little blanket. Oh. Be right back. Be right back. I'm still having cooked my going to cook some French toast. Make some French toast. Here we go with my baby. I call these baby blankets. A little small blanket, just big enough to cover you up and nothing else. Yeah, but this is a part of studio. This is my recording studio, so let me see. I got something to go up under here first. Comforter. This was I left one of these over over my intern's house. This was part of my sound treatment when I first started. Actually, turn this fan on for a minute. Yeah, but the subject is that the guy from Outcast is doing one of my characters that I did years ago, and only a few people who really know me know this character. It was like during a sabbatical. I can make some more pillows. I got enough. Now I got enough here to make a whole bunch of pillows. I want to put one in his chair here too to set on. Really, I want to see if I can do a back on this chair from the seat all the way up, like from here to the top like this. Oh, what am I going to knock over? Oh, my microphone. My microphone back. So I'm going to cut this right to here. Cut it right across to here. Cut this right across there. Ooh. See, now you're starting to see where the studio importance is coming in. Where's my scissors? You know, even the guy that was doing, well, let me show you. This guy here, he's talking about what I'm talking about. Just being, he's checking out the interview with Andrew 300, and right in the middle of now he's doing a reaction to Andrew's interview. I'm gonna set it back a little bit so you can hear as he's talking about the lifestyle that I lived 40 years ago, not following the norm. Norm, you know the guy from Cheers? Don't want to follow him.
Video. I don't even like the feeling of making a video.
Okay, let me back up some more.
Saying here.
You know, be a baby at this new machine that I've never touched.
A document of this exists.
Yes.
It has a name.
Yes. New Blue Sun. New Blue Sun is the album.
Many people will ask why a Woodwind album.
I ask myself why anything. Like, why did we record these albums before in my career? Like, it's just kind of those are the things that came, you know. I would say it's probably this felt more real and authentic to me. Like, cause I don't stop trying things. Like I always try, you know, recordings, and I try vocal things. I even try to jot down ideas and lyrics here and there, but none of that excited me. You know, it always, it kind of felt like I'm trying to do a thing, you know what I mean? And I don't like when I'm trying to do a thing. It just felt inauthentic, and this felt like the realest I could be at the time.
People who like pay close.
Now what he's saying, I'm going to interrupt just like the other guy, because actually it's not being depressed or anything, or not thinking that your music is important. It's feeling this, it's something's calling you from another. You're being pulled into another area, and if you don't realize that this is creativity and not stagnation. It's not stagnation. It's just you're stagnating yourself by not allowing yourself to go in that direction, even though you don't even know which direction you're going in. And that's what he's talking about. And the guy that's doing a reaction, the guy noticed what he was talking about in his life.
Attention, know that you're.
Man, the divine alignment in this. I don't know if any of you have been in some previous streams when I've been talking about I don't like the feeling of trying to make a video. I don't even like the feeling of making a video, which is why I've been getting more into live streaming and creating like a new format when I'm shooting my videos. Less like presenting, but more just capturing my essence is the way I've been explaining it. And that's very similar to what he's saying right now. And again, the alignment is absolutely crazy. The thing I like about this album is it's like when you supply people with something that they need, but they don't even know that they need it, you know? Like, it's just such a different pivot. I think this album promotes space and it helps you create an environment. You know, I was playing it at my home and I just let it play, and I think I had the whole thing on loop, and it just offered
Pillar's
me
not going to work right here.
so much space to reflect and just to like wind down and like 100%, you know, just appreciate whatever moment I was having. And I appreciate that, you know, I appreciate that whatever it was that shifted him into not making a rap album. Because to be honest, I just don't think we needed another rap album right now. Although I still would have listened to it, but like I just think I just really respect.
Yeah, this rap albums
an artist that
everywhere.
can
They put
completely
them out
do a pivot
by
like
the
that.
hundreds.
It's just a wild pivot if you think about it, right? Like it's just a wild pivot. You would
Thousands.
just expect someone who we know to be very successful for rapping and singing to do something like that, and then to be like, you know what, I tried, it didn't work, and I put out a flute album, and then you don't even know you need this, and then you're like, oh, I needed this. This is nice. This is inspiring. This is very nice. I like it. I like it.
You're creating all the time. This is the first thing though that actually is making it out in the world.
I've actually played some When things that I've put out in the world that I call myself another name under different artists that are out there that, you know, I was just kind of testing it out in a way.
Wait, so you have anonymous wind recordings out there already?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, from known artists.
Really?
And they've been cool about keeping it secret. Yeah, I wasn't sure how to present the When thing because I would just be on the street and play, because I play like a lot. I just play hiking, walking, in the city, wherever. And
Now,
what
you know
started to
what?
happen was people started kind of like filming me on their cell phones and posting it and making beats out of it, which is cool to me. But yeah,
You know
I was trying
what,
to find a way,
too?
how can I share my love for discovering this wind instrument with.
Now, when I first got my wind instrument, I walked down the street with my headphones on. I put my car in the shop. It was that day. I had to leave the car there, and I put my headphones on, and I walked down the street with my wind instrument, my headphones on. I played the flute and roller skated 40 years ago. I experimented, also saxophone, soprano. I think I did. Did I ever have it? Yeah, I had a soprano. I sold it. Should have kept it. And I had an alto. It was a knockoff of it was the famous saxophone. I forgot the name of it, but it was a student model. Thing was heavy. I missed my payments in the pawn shop. I got mad at the guy because he could have called me. He knew I could have just come and pay. I forgot to pay on, and they kept it. But oh, this feels. I can sleep in this. I can sleep in this chair. I can sleep in this. I don't even think I'm gonna put a cover on it. I might want to take it out and paint it black. Oh, this feels so good on my back. And I can make some pillows out of it. This might work out in the one out in the living room too. I don't know. But I can make some pillows out of this. Or if it's going to fit in the chair out there, I got to thank my neighbor. Thank my neighbor for that. Oh, that feels so good. I can feel it when I land on it. I can feel the pressure off my back. Oh, man. Got to do something with this here. It's a homemade chair. Oh boy, this thing feels so good though. I could sit here and sleep. But where's I need to pack up my I need to pack up my camera and send it back. Let's see how it's gonna work. Yeah. Oh. There. There. I should have put some bubble wrap around it. 'Cause they like to drop kick boxes for fun. I got some bubble wrap in there. But let's get back to what he's talking about. You know, but I want to do some interviews. I have several people in my circle. I have a close knit circle. Anonymous doesn't want nobody to know who he is, so I got. He's going to have like 6 different characters to protect himself from being searched. I will say he's a famous muralist here in Washington D.C. and he's all kind of stuff: sculpture, painting, caricature. He did caricatures at one time when I first met him, but he has permission to copy in the Smithsonian. So he's a national. He's been around the world. He's been to Europe. He's been all over the world, traveling when he was young. He's so many things about him. He was a I can't tell you, but he was a wrestling coach at one of the high schools, and that year he was the first wrestling coach, and that first year his team placed that first year. He's a ranking wrestler too. What do they call it? Greco wrestling. He's ranking, and they wanted him a long time ago for when that long before that. What's the name? Wrestling. The thing Bruce Lee made up. Cross training. Anyway, he's very. I don't want to tell too much about him. You might be able to try to trace him, hunt him down. But he's an artist. He's my first piano teacher. I mean, my first piano student. I taught him piano theory for like about 30 years over the phone. I give him serious piano theory, and then I would explain it to him as the years went by. I would give him heavy academia music theory and then explain it to him over the years. And it's so funny, when he went to college, when he joined a music class, everything his teacher would show him, she ended up asking him if you take this course before? She said, did you take this course before? Because of my piano lessons I call a Wu-Tang. I got a Kung Fu piano lesson. It's like a Wu-Tang Clan. I give you all this stuff. It's like the Wu-Tang, he got all them groups together and then figured it out as time went past. I give you heavy theory and then I explain it to you as time goes on. And I have a technique, tiger claw. I actually had a tiger claw, and one of my piano students named it the bear claw, and he named it the eagle claw. It's with the black keys, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2 black keys, 3 black keys, 2 black keys, 3 black keys. It's where your thumb lands. 2 black keys, your thumb lands on C. 3 black keys, your thumb lands on F. With that, you can learn 3 scales very easily. You can learn a B scale, you can learn a C sharp, and you can learn an F sharp very easily because with the technique. But I say that to say he is one of the people who knew my characters years ago. He knew this guy the guy that this guy is doing, walking around playing his flute, trying to get back to, people say nature, but it's not nature. It's actually God, spirit. It's God getting. It's something that God put into you, and if you concentrate and meditate. Because this is funny too. Writing and keeping notes was not something part of God. They learned writing from the fallen angels. You can look it up. You can check it out, the Book of Enoch. They learned how to do metals and from the fallen angels. I guess you can take it and turn it into good though. But these were things that we didn't need. We didn't have to write things down because our spirit could remember everything. Or you already knew it. Well, that's a whole nother story. But this guy he's doing this character that I've done 40 years ago. I even had several different characters. And this was it looked like a Native American that was wearing Chinese outfits. Come to find out the outfits weren't Chinese, they were African.
with more people, like
Yeah.
where it's just not this kind of where's Waldo, there's this dude playing kind of thing. So, and approaching, I knew I wanted to do a wind-based album, but I didn't really know what I wanted to sound like. I had influences, I had ideas, and I
What
kept
were the
just
influences?
influences ranging from Coltrane to Philip Glass to
I listen to a lot of Coltrane. Check out Alice Coltrane. If you don't know who Alice Coltrane is, um, unless
Now
you,
you know what? It's funny when I met the reggae queen, Black Aurora. I was playing up under the Federal Triangle pathway, where is what they call now Trump Towers. Back behind the Trump Towers is the post office. The Trump Towers building used to be the old post office, and then it was named after the lady who saved it because it was falling over and they was going to knock it down. My father was working across the street. They condemned it, and Nancy Hanks is the lady who saved it, and then they changed the name of it to Nancy Hanks Center. And I played there. That's where the Washington Post got my picture, and 60 Minutes got me. And I used to play up under there. That's where I met my Anonymous. He was doing characters there. In the back of there, they had, that was a flow of traffic going up under there. I could play there, and if tourists would go up under there. I even had a recording of people. I had my recorder on, and you could hear people dropping money in the cup. And my roommate said she could hear, my roommate could hear the money going. He said, "Wow, you making that?" You could hear it, ching, ching, ching. So I want to get a dog and call him ching, ching. But yeah. He's talking about life that I lived.
he's talking about her husband, but yeah, she got some beautiful, beautiful sounds. It's great inspiration.
Steve Reich.
It's a very intimate record. I've heard it. It's like getting a very like luxurious and expensive, but very like tender mental massage.
Nice. I'll take it. I describe it as just like pure like breathing, and living. And
It seems like he's genuinely like excited about it, and that's a great.
You know what? You got to stick to your feelings. I know I was supposed to be making this music 40 years ago. I didn't have a studio. Then when I did have a studio, I wrote one song called My Grandmother. I didn't. There were other songs I wanted to do without rhythms, but I didn't. I know I didn't have no market for it. I didn't have anybody to market my product. Now I got this platform, but I'm seeing that this guy is talking about what I was talking about.
Place for an artist, you have to feel joyful for the things you are doing and not feel like it's just like an obligation. It's so easy to lose the joy in the act of creating
and that's why too I was, for a minute, I enjoyed playing my cover tunes and everything during the pandemic, and now that actually I've been a street performer, a busker for 40 years, and I had to go out and make money. I had to. And I'm retired, so I don't have to. I learned the pandemic. Before the pandemic, I knew how to survive on nothing. So during the pandemic, it was no big deal to not be able to go out and not make anything new already. I survived on nothing at one time. Nothing. Not job, no place to live, no food to eat, not even clothes. I remember one time in my life, I looked down at my feet, and I didn't have no shoes on. And I remember saying to myself, I have come to this. I said that to myself. I have come to this. That's what I said. So the pandemic, I say that when the pandemic happened, I knew how to budget. But the thing about it, during the pandemic, I'm a musician. You always buy new equipment. During the pandemic, I couldn't be buying new equipment. Matter of fact, I had to put Sweetwater on hold. I had 2 keyboards I had bought from Sweetwater, and I couldn't pay any. I couldn't pay on the keyboards for at least 3 years. I thank God I was able to pay them off. Sweetwater support. If it wasn't Sweetwater, I wouldn't even think of. I'm gonna be honest. If it wasn't Sweetwater, I wouldn't even thought about going back. I just would have had bad credit. But Sweetwater, I needed them. I needed to pay them off for the tech support and other things. but he's talking
the
about.
outside pressures and demands and, you know, corporations and, you know, the people's opinions all become a part of the mix, and then that clouds the purity of the creative spirit. And it's often like we usually say like somebody's first album is their best album. And why do we say that? And sometimes it's true, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's just us over romanticizing at times. But a lot of times people's first album is the album they made out of pure joy and like excitement, you know, just for the expression of creativity, you know. They barely had anything and they made the most out of it. And then when people blow up, then it's like, again, these pressures come in and then like labels come in and they're like, hey, we need this type of record and we need that. And now it just, now it starts to just become like a whole other thing, and that can really erode your creativity in a way. So I like that he's like, he seems like he's just genuinely like excited about this, you know? Like I'm
He's
sure
been-
he's
always
felt
been a
the
real
pressure
dude.
for decades of like, you know, coming out with an album. You know, it's like, yo, where's your album? He hasn't had a solo album. You know, Outkast hasn't had another album. They don't even tour. You know, these guys could tour and make tons of money off of just their hit. He doesn't even do it because it doesn't feel right for him, clearly. So, you know, like. He 100% he's like staying true to himself. And I did watch another interview where he has like a lot of limiting self-beliefs and, you know, like a lot of insecurity sometimes around his creativity, and you wouldn't even think somebody like that has that. I think it's an interview with Rick Rubin. Go check it out. So for him to get to this point, it wasn't just like completely graceful. You know, he went through some challenges and some insecurities. Again, those limiting beliefs. He picked up a new instrument, was playing this flute and other wind instruments all over the place. People documenting him in the streets, and who he never knew.
See, that's what I'm saying. I was playing that. See, documented in the street. That happened to me. I was for 40 years. I had people document me. They didn't keep much record of it. They didn't ask me my name or anything. I took one guy. I think a few people did ask me to sign some release. I remember a bus driver told me he saw a mural of me in Baltimore, and several times I was on the news and in several different news articles, newspaper articles, and radio. Plenty of times. And but as like I said, I didn't get the documents. Authentication, my name, my face. Probably just some guy playing a flute. I know a lot of photographers used to take my picture all the time. Didn't even ask me who I was. I'm pretty sure I've been showing up in art exhibits all over the world for the past 40 years. I know a lot of my pictures are probably got thrown away because people didn't even know who I was. So I know all the time I was down Smithsonian, I had a lot of people take my picture and didn't even ask me my name. The last 15 years, I've been stopping people from taking my picture or trying to get more than $1 for a picture, especially if they got a big old giant camera and they taking my picture. I want them to pay me first, and then they only put like 50 cents in there and think they're gonna be taking pictures. I give them 50 cents back. You know, right now, if I go outside and it's somebody with a big camera, first of all, they got to send me their email. They got to email me their information. Then they gotta go online and subscribe. Leave a comment. But I need them to email me their business card information. Then I need to call and send it. They send me something. I need to send them something, and they send me something back. You know? That's not going to happen no more. I mean, I got taken advantage of already. If I can glue this on here. I can leave this downstairs, I think. You're not supposed to cut scissors. You're not supposed to use scissors to cut your, You're not supposed to use your good scissors to cut paper with. These are sewing scissors. Remember, my mother used to say, "You using scissors to cut paper? You don't use my scissors to cut paper. It dulls it. Dulls the scissors." I don't even. And they were showing me how you don't even need a scissors. You can make a clean cut on a piece of paper. That's not too clean, but yeah, but I'm saying, but all that they talking about is like a sabbatical. I took a sabbatical downtown Washington, D.C., where I had my instruments and nothing else. I first started out, didn't have anything, and I said, I need a flute. Actually, I think I could, yeah, when I went downtown, I could play a flute. I had lost it. I left it somewhere. And lost several flutes. But I was living downtown, so I didn't have no transportation, so I would use my roller skates to get around. Yeah. Let me see if I can do this. This isn't the right kind of tape. I want to see if the guy's going to let me, UPS guy going to let me send this out. If they will, so I don't have to go all the way downtown. You know, they want to charge me $5 for to print out a label at UPS. $5. Crazy. And I one thing I never had. I very seldom had a printer. I used to have to go down to the rent office and ask them to print something out for me. Now I'm in a luxury building. I know they won't have any questions asking. Fancy building. Lousy job. This ain't gonna work. Because this. Yes, it will. I ran out of tape. Running out of tape. I wonder if I can trust the people at the desk to get this scanned. I see the little scan thing right there. Should call a young girl. Ask her, has UPS been there yet? I'm using my phone as a camera right now. One more. They can scan this. But like I'm saying, this guy is doing a sabbatical that I've done 40 years ago. I did this. All natural. And my dreadlocks were growing. My dreadlocks were, see how long his dreadlocks? My dreadlocks were down here 3 times. 3 times I cut them. Because when I was growing it 40 years ago, it wasn't acceptable. You couldn't get in no place. So I remember cutting them off the top several times and just had them in the back. And then I cut them 3 times. Because I remember years ago, the rosters, when your hair got this long, you would count 16 years. Not this is like 10 years. But when it go all the way down your back, that was 16
how this
years.
was going to come into fruition. 100% he didn't know he's going to put out an album like this. It's not something you can like plan or predict. It's something that happens when you just are trusting your intuitions, right? And especially nowadays with like the internet and social media, it's more of a challenge to create from a pure place because again, as soon as you post something, the reward is there, or the lack of reward is there, or people's opinions are there. And it's so important we shift and just come back to that pure joy of the reason why we are doing what we are doing. It's so important.
And the way it was recorded, it was all improv and spontaneous. So we were living it. What you hear on the record is how we heard it as we were doing it. It wasn't planned. It wasn't like, hey, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do these chords, and we're gonna.
What did I just say? I'm like, you can't plan this. I
You know, there was a anonymous in you heard me talk about Circus Mind a couple of years ago. We're not affiliated anymore, but I was going to do some recordings with Circus Mind and Anonymous because they both were Funkadelics fans. They were Prince fans, and they were go-go fans. They were all kind of people. They had so much in common, and they were freestylers. Actually, I think both of them had turned down recording contracts. They turned down recording contracts. I told you, Circus Mind turned down a chance to meet Prince and be introduced to Prince as a lyricist. The guy said, "You can sleep on a hotel floor, man. I introduce you." There's those. Oh, Circus Mind. I gotta go. I gotta sign off right now because somebody's calling. I'm out. Peace and love. I'm signing off.